Hi, let's talk about bond repair versus protein and what's the difference between those two, because they're not the same thing. So let's talk about the differences. All right, so first, a little crash course on hair. Hair is made of 90% protein. Those proteins are made of long chains called amino acids. The bond that connects those amino acids are peptide bonds, and those peptide bonds form polypeptide chains. Now, there are three bonds in the hair. One is hydrogen bond that is broken by water or heat. We have salt bonds, which is broken by high acidic chemicals or alkaline, so a high pH versus a very low pH. Then we have the disulfide bond. Disulfide bonds are the stronger bonds that are in your hair, and those get broken by chemicals such as relaxer, perms, overly heat damage, as in straight hair, the bond is broken, totally broken. You with me so far? So we have those three bonds that kind of make up the hair with the protein and polypeptide chains. Now, with bond repair products, those products are made, my favorite will be K18, so you'll see, and I do have it. So a bond repair treatment such as K18, basically K18 goes into the molecular hair structure to basically mimic those polypeptide chains that were broken and replace it. Basically, they mimic it and replace it. That's internal. So they work great at restructuring the molecular internal structure of the hair, improving elasticity, maybe, I haven't tested out, I can't attest to that yet, maybe reverse heat damage or reverse your hair damage, because it's kind of replacing those bonds that are into the internal structure of the hair. So hair that is bleached, colored, relaxed, they do benefit from using K18 to make it stronger. There are other ones, Olaplex, the Redken acidic bonding line, and they do have one for curls. My favorite is K18. And I have used Olaplex and I also have K18, and I still prefer K18 just based on the peptide, just based on how they created it to make it mimic your molecular structure, like to go into the hair and mimic those peptide chains to repair the hair from the inside. So with protein treatment, think of them as like patching holes. So they don't go into the molecular structure of the hair. They don't do any of that. So they go in and patch those holes, those areas that are damaged, strengthening the hair and reinforcing weak spots, reducing breakage. Protein takes care of more of the outer structure of the hair versus internal as those bond builders, because bond builders, that goes deeper. The protein kind of patches the holes. The bond repairs go inside and sews the holes or repair the holes, replace the holes basically, versus a protein that is patching the hole. And that's the difference. So you need bond repair if you have relaxed hair, highly bleached blonde hair. You need bond repair and protein to both reinforce the inner structure of your hair and the outer structure of your hair. That's when you need both. So when you're using things like Olaplex, when you use them too often, it's going to cause more harm than necessary because you don't need it. So when people complain about how Olaplex, broke their hair and it didn't help at all, they did not need it. You can overuse those bond builders because they are bond. You can overuse those products because they are bond. You can overuse those products because they are bond builders. That's what they're made to do. They're not supposed to give your hair moisture. That they don't do any of that. What they do is repair the bond. Try to repair the bond that is broken. Protein reinforces the outer structure of the hair. So you do need both. If you have color, if you are relaxed, if you have severely heat damaged hair. If you do not have any of those, you only need to do protein treatment. Now, as a treat, you can always benefit from a bond builder every 3, 4, 5, 6 months, depending on what you do to your hair. Okay, you can benefit from that, but something as consistent use when you don't need it, you don't have color, you don't have heat damage, there's nothing that your hair needs it for, then you definitely can overuse. I hope I was able to help you out differentiate between bond builders and protein and why you need one and not the other, or why you need both. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to provide you with an answer. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.